Salute Black Goose TV family. What's happening? We back in this thing. You hear me? Fluence and Zen. You coming with another episode. I think it's episode 13, something like this.
That's
So
what I
salute
did
to the
right there.
people.
Yeah, I heard that right at 13. We don't want to wait at 20.
On our way to 20. By the time we hit 50, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna have that crisp looking camera quality, man. We trying to improve for you. Anyways, though, you know what I'm saying? Salute to the people, man. We out here, man, trying to give y'all that consistent content. What's good with it, Zen? How you feeling, man?
Oh, man, I'm all right, man. What about yourself?
Mic check was good. Uh I'm to be real with you. I'm okay. I'm cool. I'm cool. We gonna get in the rate of the day, so we can rate the day. We can rate how we feeling, all that good stuff. But I'm cool, man. I'm even killed. Couldn't be up. Couldn't be down. You know what I'm saying? Trying to keep everything in check, so I don't overreact to nothing stupid, and I can, you know what I'm saying, keep on, so I can ultimately get to where I need to get to. But unfortunately, to get to where you need to get to, you gotta take bullshit. It's part of the game. But oh yeah, before we get into everything, y'all like, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't part
The
of Black Woods TV
notification
family,
game. You
hit the
get that bell
notification
popping. You hear what I'm saying?
all
Get us up
day.
in there. Take your friend, your auntie, your grandma, your auntie's grandma, all them.
All that shit. All that shit. Because you know what I'm saying, as things move forward, only better things to come. Promise. By the way, y'all, I know y'all was missing it. Y'all was craving it. Y'all was fiending for it. You seen that dramatic pause right there? It was playing. Black Goose Friday, new music popping this Friday. It's coming out. Y'all look for that. And we got Fluent Sunday this Sunday, so y'all look for that. And then we got the biggest,
Probably call the
I
rest
would
of the
say,
year.
probably yeah. With Rolly falling
Biggest,
out and
the duel, with the
yeah, with
UFC
the
and
double, with the
boxing.
double. So we got a double combat. You know what I'm saying? Lounge is
Banger.
happening. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be banger. So a good weekend coming up. Y'all look out for that. But Zed, as always, when we come to this thing, how you feeling, man? Rate your day 1 to 5. Let me know what's
My
happening.
day was like more of a rest day. Like I actually took a nap today. So afterwards, I just came home, took me a little nap, and then I was debating on going to the gym because I was going to go to this one gym, but if I went to that one gym, I probably wouldn't have got back here in time, type shit. So I was just like, I'm gonna just go around the corner. So I got a good little workout in, and yes, about it. You know what I'm saying? You didn't have too crazy of a day, nothing like what I'm saying, out of the ordinary. So if I had to rate my day, it's like a 3.5. I haven't
That's all.
eaten all day, so that's probably it'll be like probably a 4 after the good meal I got.
What you got? What you got on deck?
Got that Hawaiian barbecue food. That shit about to be fine.
Okay, I see it. Diversifying it up a little bit. I respect it all day, man.
Nah, it's just fire. I had it one time, boy, and I had that teriyaki on there, but I was like, ooh, did you that? Because I had I might be deflaming their name right now, but I ain't gonna lie, and I wasn't messing with. What was that one place? What was it called, man? Anyway, I had this teriyaki place, man. It wasn't good to me. I was just like, it was dry, the chicken. And I was like, nah, this ain't it right here. And I went to Hawaiian barbecue. I said, okay, that's what I'm talking about. That's what that teriyaki is supposed to taste like when you know what I'm saying?
I don't think I ain't never had them before, bro.
They fire, bro. I'm not even gonna lie to
I ain't
you.
never had them
They got
ever.
like they got like short ribs up in there. They got some chicken. Their
That sounds
macaroni
fire.
salad not that bad. If you
I don't
like
know if I'm a
macaroni
fan of
salad,
macaroni salad. Period, though. To be honest with you,
I feel you. But yeah. So about 3.5 though. What about yours?
that's a solid day, man. In my opinion, my personally, it's weird for me to look at it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like there's a lot I could divulge into, but I'm not going to say much because I got to
I
keep it
understand.
strictly. This is actually something different. This actually has to do with the moneymaker. You know what I'm saying? It's good. Like some good things happen. Like some good things have happened. You know what I'm saying? I celebrated yesterday. Your boy got it, you know what I'm saying? Got a little bit more change in his pocket. So salute to that. And, you know what I'm saying? Got a little bit of acknowledgement. So I
Good.
appreciated that. But still at the same time, there's still certain things like I'm like, I still feel like I'm just looked at in a certain light. So I'm gonna keep it in that session. But you know what I'm saying? I'm happy where I'm at. But you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I know what my long-term goal is. You know what I'm saying? And I just got to stick to that. And just for now, you got to go through the bumps and bruises. And you know what I'm saying? So I can make certain things happen and, make certain things fluctuate. But I just got to, be positive and appreciate where I'm at the end of the day and never get too, just too focused on certain negativity that's not necessarily affecting you. It's just you got to be around it. So, anyways, I know that was a lot. Yeah, like okay, what do you say? I gotta be real. I gotta be real.
Basically, what he was saying, y'all, is there's a lot of foolery going around, and he's not really liking what he's seeing, but he's
Yeah,
gonna keep seeing it because he has to get to where he's gonna go. That's what he's trying to say,
exactly.
y'all.
Absolutely. So, what I'm saying with the foolery aside, what I'm saying. I would have to say my day to day was a 3.8. I'm gonna go with a 3.8. I'm gonna go to 3.8. It's not on the verge of a 4 yet. Obviously, it's kind of on the
Because you
same
haven't
boat. I
eaten
haven't
either.
ate yet. Yeah. So when I eat, relax, go sleep, I'm gonna be good. Then tomorrow's Thursday. I get Friday off, so I'm like, um, should be a light day. So
Hey, you
I'm
about to
like,
see what on Friday? You're
yeah, always. So I'm like, today was a solid day. You know what I'm saying? I got in the so wait, today's Wednesday, right? Yes, today's Wednesday. Last week I took a couple extra days off with my knee because it was feeling a little shaky. But also too, I was like, all right, let me take a couple of days off, and then so I did that little extra couple of days off. So I came into this week saying, yo, I'm finna see what happens, go crazy. Not crazy. I'm not running or nothing like that, but intensify my workouts. I'm just go straight Tuesday to Sunday, and I'm gonna see what's happening. I will say this. I did a really good workout yesterday. Went to sleep. The first time I went to sleep in a while. No discomfort at all. Now I'm not saying like pain. Like I never had pain when I was sleeping, but it was just sometimes it'd be like a little uncomfortable. No uncomfortable. And I was sleeping. I fell asleep on my couch, so I was moving around. No uncomfortable, nothing. So I was like, that was a good sign. So still feeling good. So I'm not wrapping it up. I was thinking I was going to start running this week, but I'm not going to start running yet. I think I'm going to wait maybe until mid-November till I start running. And I got to be wary of running too, also, because I'm like, it's starting to get cold out here. Don't want to, so I'm gonna figure it out because I don't really want to start running on a treadmill at the same time. But I gotta be, we'll see. I'll figure it out. But anyways, 3.9. Solid workout. Knees feeling better. It's feel like it's getting better every day. I love that. Um, can't wait really. Well, I can't wait. I want to get back in the gym, man. I'm ready. I feel like that's gonna help me a lot. That's gonna get my mind focused on some
what boy? People
a
like
lot of
get that
relieving.
word. Better get that word. Everybody better get ready.
I think that's what I'm really missing right now. I think that's why I'm really, dealing with a lot of this,
Because when you was going to Commander,
different type of
man, you was out
feelings.
there. You feel me? You was getting that
Yeah,
off. You feel me? You
yeah.
come
So
back
I
feeling
want to be
good.
tripping about nothing. Just go get in that good work, and it's like, okay, I'm not even focused on what's going on there. I'm just like, nigga, the combo, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I feel like I'm missing that. So he's like, I'm I don't care what it is. I'm gonna get back up in that joint. So as soon as I feel like I'm comfortable enough, and I feel like I'm close, real close, I want to try and do it before the end of November. Get back in it. But 3.9. Salute to the people. It was a solid day. I can't complain. Nothing to complain about today. To be real about, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, I
So,
feel you, dog. That's good, man. Salute to the day.
absolutely, man. I'm like, I didn't have nothing really planned for this one right here, man. We hop on, we talk to the people for a little bit. You know what I'm
Well, I
saying?
don't know if you saw your Cavs, man, but y'all gonna ahead beat Portland today, man.
But that's
But it's
not
crazy though.
that's
I
not
don't
that's
know if
not a
this is
big achievement right now. You know what I'm saying? Portland's
it
not
is
looking
though
like they're
because I'm
really
like
anything.
I don't know if this is good or bad, but Marketing and Kevin Love didn't play and y'all win.
Did Sexton go crazy?
He did good. 8 for 13, 21 points.
Is that not his best game of the season? And remember, every time I asked you when we lost, I was like, "How's the Sexton went crazy?" You'd be
This
like,
is
"Nah, not
this is
really."
third because he killed Charlotte with 33, and then he killed the
So,
Clippers with
and we
26.
beat the Clippers, right?
Yeah,
So when he scores 20 plus so far this season, we 2-1.
y'all winning.
You know what I'm saying? Charlotte, you know what
13-1
I'm
win.
saying?
Oh, Jared Allen had 24-17 for y'all though. He
That's
hooping
another
for
thing,
y'all.
man. Jared
He
Allen and Colin
hooping.
Sexton is a crazy combo. Kevin Love, I've been telling you about Kevin Love. I'm like, man, we need to, what I'm
I
saying?
think
It's
he
just
just was slowing
sad.
y'all down, man. Because I'm like, even the
He
marketing, like
old
he's
now, bro.
good,
He
but
ain't
I
doing
just
this
don't feel like
thing.
they know what to do. Because I'm like Mobley 11-11 for y'all, like you know what I mean?
That's what
Like
I'm
he out
saying. We
there.
can't marketing is taken away from Mobley. Think of Jared Allen, Mobley, Colin Sexton. Let's package up. Markin and Darius
What?
Garland.
Oh,
Let's
want to
get
get
ourselves
Garland out of there, boy.
let's get ourselves a solid 3. I've been saying this,
Y'all do
man.
need that though. Y'all need to
That's
trade
what
for
I'm
somebody
saying.
like
We could probably package up Markin and Garland for a solid 3. Shit, I take
I'm
Wiggins
trying to
back
really
at
think of
this
a
point.
solid 3 though right now that y'all could
I take
get.
Wiggins.
Wiggins, yeah, y'all could get Wiggins. But I don't think they're gonna trade all
I
that for
don't think so.
Wiggins
Yeah,
though.
yeah. I don't like Golden State. Wait, where Wiggins at?
Yeah, Golden State.
Yeah, Golden State don't want. That
Yeah,
would mess up the whole
Garland.
chemistry.
Yeah, they don't want no. They don't
American
want
and
no.
Garland.
They like
That's
Love.
the
We was
thing.
trying to trade for Love 6 years ago. Hell.
They'd be confused. Like, what are you
Like,
offering
what
me?
y'all talking
That's for
about,
sure.
man?
2K
I guess like
trade right
Harrison
there.
Barnes or something. I need somebody like that. Like
I
somebody that
wouldn't
can.
want that. That's Dallas, right?
No, he's on us
No,
Kings.
Kings. Kings would probably. I don't know, man, because I'm like, I don't, because they already got a Bagley,
Yeah.
so they don't want American. They want it or Love. Damn. I see why we got the team we got. We stuck.
Yeah, because
I
y'all
was
got no.
actually.
Y'all don't got nobody I can trade for that
I know.
wing spot.
We don't want them, dog.
Like Michael Porter Jr., like Kevin Love.
Hey,
Hell no.
I take that as trying to like shit. If we could get Ben Simmons, like,
Yeah,
but
hey, if they have Ben Simmons, you laughing, Estrada. They might be a playoff team.
bro, Ben Simmons with Con Sexton would be crazy because now Sexton, he don't even really got to be on ball like that. Ben Simmons gonna just set him up all
I
day,
know.
and
All
then
he has to
Allen
do is
can
go
be the
crazy.
cleanup man, and then Mobley will just slowly evolve. I'll give up the whole bitch.
Yeah, you give up
So
everybody for Benny.
yeah, Philadelphia's
A
like, man, y'all
pick, all
tripping.
they need. Give me that.
You already know Cavs been sitting offers, man. They been had
But
that shit
y'all
sitting on
good
the table.
though. Mobley was
Yeah,
the
what
best
the-
thing y'all could have did for y'all program because y'all have a legit 7-footer that can actually stretch the floor.
But our GM don't know what to do. Like, why would you draft Mobley and then trade for American? That don't make no sense. Or
I
did they
know
pick
why
him up?
y'all get that
Yeah,
big. Like
did
y'all
they pick him
super
up in
super
free agent
big.
or they trade for him?
Who?
They Markin.
Yeah, they picked him up.
Yeah, they free agency. So they gave him a deal, man. I'm like, that don't make no sense. Like, I know they was trying to like stack the board and all that type of stuff, but I'm like, man, it's got to make sense. It's like that means they didn't even believe in their pick, or they thought they was just going to be able to thrive together. Or they thought maybe they was planning on getting rid of Jared Allen. That's the only thing that makes sense to me.
Y'all need Cam Reddish. If I was y'all, I would trade like for Cam Reddish or
That's
Hunter or
cold.
something. Y'all need somebody like that can get their shot, get busy with it. You know, I'm like
The
Cameron Reddish
Hawks
is over
could
there
use
playing a eighth man role. You know what I'm saying? He not really
the
versus if
Hawks
he
could
come
use
over there and
Garland.
start, huh?
The Hawks could use Garland.
Mm-hmm.
They be able
Because
to fit him in
Williams is
easily.
getting old, so they gonna need somebody to come in and get some buckets.
That's a good trade. Garland for Reddish. Throw pick
But
in
they gonna
there.
want K Love or some, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah,
or
they give him
marketing.
Kevin Love. Yeah. Throw that in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? You thought I wasn't gonna put that in the trade deal? That's been in it. What you mean?
he been on the board.
But see, he got that big contract though, so they'll
Yeah,
have
that
to buy him
contract
out. So
hefty,
he
Bronny.
can't trade
Hey,
nowhere,
I
bro.
don't care what nobody say. Anybody play with Bron get their chicken. I don't think I've ever seen an athlete play with Bron and ain't get their chicken.
That's why I don't understand why they hate Bron so much, man.
They
Bron
get bro.
changed the
Tristan
game.
Thompson really got a Duffy because of Bron.
Bro, even myself, I was convinced Tristan Thompson might be at least, I won't say great, but he was like a 4 out of 5 when it came to skill level at that time. What it seemed like he had us all fooled.
Yeah, that because like when he was rebounding at 15 finals, I was like, he getting every rebound. Let alone did we know he was doing against old Andrew Bogut that was injured. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? He was doing against people that was just just
and
not
just how the
banging down
game
there.
was, and just how the game was set up nowadays. There is something I definitely want to talk to you about, which is wild. Because I've been seeing this everyone. Do you think that the rule change, it's affecting the game right now and affecting a lot of these? Well, James Harden, they talking about
Only
Trey
people I see
Young.
as affecting is him, James Harden and Trey Young for real, for real. I feel like everybody else is doing what they've been. Honestly, some players have been playing better.
They saying it's affecting Bradley Beal too.
Low key, because he only averaging 20, but honestly, he's shooting bad, so it's not really that honestly. Because I'm
You
like,
can
he's
say
shooting.
maybe it's doing it to Dame Lillard too.
Dame maybe because you could throw it in there because he was kind of getting some fouls, but I'm like Dame usually makes a lot of threes though, so I'm like he really don't look for a lot. Like he gets those fouls, but I'm like he didn't really seek it out. Like he wasn't
But
shooting 12 free
sometimes
throws a
when
game.
Dame is off, remember in them big playoff games when Dame is off, he like to get it and he like to try to bully ball all the way down, like try to dunk on. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times he'll get that foul when he just go up hard.
I mean, I guess it's affecting some players, but to me, all the players that was nasty, like if Kyrie was playing, wouldn't affect him. KD's still getting 30 effortlessly. Paul George is playing even better. Like, and even Paul George has
Think
said
about
something
it. Though.
about
Think about it.
huh?
It's gonna help out the taller and rangier players who don't the more finesse players who don't excuse me, not the more finesse, the more taller and rangier players who are able to kind of like come up over the bucket. You know what I'm
Chris
saying?
Paul's playing fine. So
That's true. That's a good point.
that's
I'm
what
just
I'm
trying to play
saying,
devil's
man.
advocate. I'm asking. So, what are you saying? Are you
Well,
saying
see,
these players
because
were
Paul
only
George made a
good because of
comment,
the rules?
but see,
Is that what's coming out of your mouth, young Zen?
But Paul George made a comment about the ball too. He's like, it's a new ball and it's not as soft as the Spalding ball. But I was like, I don't know what he talking about because that Spalding ball hard. I haven't played with it multiple times. It ain't the softest ball. And I've had Wilson balls and they're much softer. So I'm thinking if Wilson's making a ball, because I'm like, he's shooting 41%, 49 from the field. Because he's talking about you're gonna see a lot of bad shooting struggles because of that new ball. But I'm like, bro, if you're a scorer, I ain't seen Steph talking about that ball.
So, what are you saying? Are
I'm
you
just saying
saying
people making excuses. That's all I'm saying. I feel like a lot of these dudes was out of shape, not doing what they were supposed to do, and they're gonna blame it on these new rules and this ball to be like why it's not going. Because I ain't seen Brian say nothing. It's year 19. I ain't seen Melo say nothing. It's year 18 or
so?
19. Like
You do you think it's just that this is just gonna happen right now, but as they get adjusted as they move along, it's gonna be back to normal for most of these players.
no,
What do you
James
mean?
Harden is done,
But that's a strong take, don't you
bro. I've
think?
been watching him play, bro. If he and Kyrie's not playing either, so he has more attention on him, and he's not getting 12 free throws a game. Like, bro, today he had 16 points, and all his points was all threes, and he had one free throw. You get what I'm
What?
saying?
Can I just ask something? What do you feel about that? About James Harden, like for real?
Because if you really go look at all his seasons where he was going crazy, he shot at least 10 free throws plus. I'm like, bro, if you make 9 out of 10 almost every time, he was shooting 88%, 87%. So if you're making 9 out of 10 every time, that's a lot of points, bro. 9 points straight at the line, nothing else. So if I hit 5 threes, that's 15 plus 9, that's 24. And I didn't really do too much. It's like tonight, he had 15 points all on threes. But if he had those 9 free throws, he has 24. Now it's like, okay, that's who he was hooping.
You don't think maybe James Harden just might be out of shape? Also,
He was out
he's
of
been
shape when
known.
he was in Houston, and he still was getting 24 and 44 points.
And my argument, if I would have played devil's advocate, by the way, salute Joe the Ranger. Appreciate you, brother. You know what I'm saying? As always, hitting them with the title game. You know what I'm saying? Let them know, little feel the danger. But you know what I'm saying? Think about this. Who was he playing with at the time? He had to be that guy in Houston. Like, think about it. James Harden, he can't just come out with Brooklyn and get his shit going. He got to make sure,
Don't make that
he's in
excuse
that
because
role to make
he
everyone
averaged
get right.
25 points last year with Brooklyn. It was 11 assists. So don't make that excuse.
I know that, but he came over to Brooklyn when he was
Out
already
of
in
shape.
shape.
No, he only
No, I
played
got
10
to
games over there.
understand.
He only played 10 games in Houston, bro.
He only played 10 games in Houston.
Yes.
Okay, but then that's a great argument. Well, we're only at game 4 though. So let's
No, they
revisit this.
played 8 games now.
So I'm behind.
Yeah, bro. They got it's almost 10 at this that's almost at the 10 game mark.
Okay. How about this? I'm gonna give you that. Let me say this. How about this? What if I argue that might be the case, but we have to give him a little bit of leeway, a little bit of room because there is a rule change now. So he does have to get used to that as well. And I don't care what nobody says. You should know as well. He's coming off an injury. So that comes into play too. An injury that he only rehabbed. So if he only rehabbed, if he had now that I know, like before I'd be with you, but now after Hampshire, I'm like, he probably wasn't able to really play like that. So that's why everybody was like, man, why we see him always around? He couldn't do that. He
He
had to
was
chill.
overseas with Lil Baby at
He
fashion
had no
show.
choice. He had no choice. He couldn't hoop. They said you got to stay off of it.
You can rehab, bro, anywhere when you got money.
Okay, so he was probably rehabbing out there.
He claimed he didn't have time to rehab. He said he's rehabbing now.
Well, maybe he wasn't able to rehab then. Maybe he was still recovering.
Bro, I know you're not trying to use this excuse when Chris Paul had the same injury and came back fine the next year, no problems. I know you're not trying to argue that.
That's different though.
No, it's the same injury. And
No, no, it's different.
he got hurt in that series and he
Can I
didn't
say
play
why
no
it's different?
more.
Can I please say why it's different? It might be a small thing, but it's real and you have to consider it. Chris Paul has been playing that role his whole life. That's his team. James Harden hasn't been playing this role his whole life. This is something he's still getting adjusted to.
I'm
You
not
come
hearing
to a
that. His
season.
first 4 years in the league, he played that role. What are you talking about?
That's different though, man. When you've been used to being a man, he was MVP, all that type of stuff, man. Come on now. You got to give him that, man. Coming off an injury, I'm telling you, like I really do.
Westbrook is playing better than him. Don't use the excuse.
That's slightly though. And we're talking about a guy
if
who's
you
not
talk
coming
about a
off
team, Russ has had more of a team than James his whole career. He's always either been the 2 or the first option every time. He's never been third until this year.
Yeah, I know, but I'm not understanding your point. Why is that relative to?
I'm just
James?
saying.
You're saying, but James is coming off an injury.
You're
Like,
talking
that
about
has
him not being used to this role, but he was on this team last year. So I'm saying he already understands what he's supposed to do. He's not getting them calls no more. So he don't have no mid-range game. He has nothing else to rely on.
Harden has mid-range game. That's disrespectful. Look,
If you
I'm
could
telling
pull
you
up
right
a
now,
highlight of him shooting some mid-range shots this year, I love to see it.
I think all this
I love to
hate
see it.
toward Harden is going to shift. I'm telling you, man. I really think.
But see, you
it
saying he
has
has
a
a
lot to
mid-range
do with
game.
his injury, and
I'm
he's
not
out of
saying he
shape.
can't shoot it. I'm saying he don't use it. It's like Ben. He
He's
can
going
shoot
to
the
have
ball.
to.
He's not using it. That's all
His
it is. I'm
players
saying if you're not using it, it don't matter. If you have a cold ass kick and nobody sees you use it, I can tell you, motherfuckers like, hey, he'll kick your ass with that kick. But if you don't ever use it and you just whoop niggas ass with your hands, you get me? It's just like it's the same thing.
I agree with what you're saying, but I think the players that we're talking about is on a level where they're going to realize that and they're going to adjust. I think we're going to see Harden adjust. That's what I really think. When he's in shape, when he's going, when he's comfortable, I think he's going to. And he has a new team he's dealing with.
What's he gonna average? Because Kyrie's looking like he's not gonna play this year. So what is he gonna do to help them win?
I think he's going to end up averaging on his season probably around 22, 23 points a game. In my opinion, he's going to be around 9 to 10 assists a game, probably about 5 rebounds. But I think he's going to have an explosion during a certain part of the season where people are going to consider him as an MVP. They're going to take back everything they say. And I think a lot of it, I'm telling you, a lot of it is just like a dude already that's carrying around a good amount of weight and is known to get out of shape during the offseason to deal with a hamstring injury. I don't expect much when it comes to rehab. I expect it to be slower. I expect it to be something where it's like it's going to be delicate because, you know what I'm saying? You only going to get so much. I'm not saying that as an excuse. I'm just saying that I really, in my personal opinion, I think as the season wears on, with a dude like Kevin Durant beside you, averaging what he's averaging, he's going to let the same way LeBron's letting Westbrook do what he do. I think it's going to be the same thing. I think they're going to be fine. Because you know how I feel about KD. That's the biggest thing. But I think James Harden is a beast.
And it's crazy to me because I'm like, every time I've seen James in the playoffs, he always falls short because he don't use the mid-range. And it's just that evident. I'm like, Kobe Bryant said it best. He said that type of basketball. Now, at the time, he was on Houston, so he's just saying that style. But I know he wasn't trying to just come at James because I know he likes James. But he just know. But the style, I'm like, it was James's team. It was James's style. So I know he said that style can't win, and I agree. There's no way you can sit there and go pat, 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 step back, or pat, 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 just strictly to the hole and think you're gonna win basketball games like that. You're gonna have to shake it up. Your favorite player, Brown, what is he doing now? He hitting all threes. He really shooting that joint.
Well, he's not shooting good this season so far, but he letting them things fly.
But see, you already know Brown. It's all rhythm with Brown. Once Brown get to spinning and winning, it's a wrap. He ain't even started spinning yet.
Harden? That's what I'm saying. Why can't we give that same leeway to someone like Harden? It's
not the same though, because Bron is effective. He's actually out there still doing different things, beating shit off the glass when he fuck up, getting in the lane, getting the steals. He actually still doing other stuff, getting big transition breaks, slamming the rebound. Slamming the dunk, getting everybody turned up.
I agree with that.
You get what I'm saying? He's doing still other little things, going into the bank, spin around off balance, throw it to Melo over the top of his head. Melo get the ball and 1-3. Like
Real
that's
quick,
just all IQ.
real quick, Estrada, he's agreeing with you. He said KD's carrying the team and Harden on his back, just like he did when he had Harden in Oklahoma.
And see,
Now,
this is my thing with James though, because I'm like, it's the same thing when you go to any other alpha male. Think about it when Magic got in the league. It's Kareem team, right? But when it came down to it, Magic came in and did what he needed to do for them to win. Not saying it wasn't Kareem's team still. Kobe, when Shaq was down, got fouled out. Kobe stepped up and did what he needed to do. You get what I'm saying? Like you could still put your stamp on it, even though when we look back on it, nobody's gonna say that Kobe was better than Shaq in 01, 02, nobody's gonna say that. But if you're gonna say 04, 06, 05, 07, you're like, yeah, Kobe, but he had to take steps to get there. I feel like Harden ain't taking those steps, in my opinion.
can I just say this in defense of when it comes to James Harden? I understand that everybody's got a lot of things to say
Hey,
about James
he
Harden,
need to get
but
you on the payroll. I gotta say that real quick, because you need to be on his team, boy. You a good defense attorney, boy. Go ahead.
so look, all I gotta say, this is what I would have to say in reference to James Harden. I know everybody is quick to judge him, everyone's quick to say the things he says, but if you think about what he did last year, he had KD on his side, and they had him in as an MVP candidate. Kyrie was there too. They had James Harden as an MVP candidate. So for me, I think people's memories seem to be much it doesn't retain or remember things that went on a little bit while ago. They only remember what happened now. We're only 8 games into the season. Like, I want to pull it up, but I don't feel like I got too much energy right now. When Dame Lillard, he tweeted, somebody said what he's done in like 6 games, and he was said, okay, what did I'm saying, 60 games, say the 4 games. I'm like, that's the same thing. I'm like, Harden was with KD and Irvin, and people were saying Harden looks like he might be the MVP.
I hear
So
what you're
it's just, I
saying.
just feel like it's ludicrous
But
to
you're talking
say
to me. You're not
a
coming from a
simple
casual.
rule change.
But you saying
Is
something
going to
simple, that's something somebody uses all the time, is different.
No. Because if you're a smart player, if you're on the level of James Harden, you understand and you know how to manipulate certain rules in your favor. He was able to do that. His game wasn't based on that. I refuse to believe that. He was just too great. He played in the era, like we said, when James Harden was with KD and Westbrook. Kobe was still in the league. He knows he knows different ways and strategies to play the game. I think it's disrespectful to a player like that to say that.
I'm not trying to disrespect them. Like when I was going at Ben, I wasn't trying to disrespect.
That's
Yeah,
cold.
Henry Ruggs needs you bad, my
That's
boy.
cold.
You for sure going there and
That
get some
is
good
cold.
analogies.
Damn, too soon.
Yeah, it is too
that's
soon. That's really
that's
sad, man.
respect to that, brother. I hope everything's
I
okay,
know
man. That's
everybody,
why.
even the victims. I hope everything good, man.
That's why I'm telling you. You want to say whatever you want about me because I use DoorDash, but I ain't got no glasses, so I don't drive at night.
You responsible for sure, but you for sure over like that's because your fault. You could have been had some glasses. Like it ain't like you feel me. You can't get them. But what I'm saying about Harden is I'm not trying to come at him or Ben when I'm talking about what they not doing. I'm telling you what I know they can do. I know James can shoot mid range. When he's first 3 seasons with the Rockets, he was pulling up, step back, hitting mid. But I'm saying now he let analytics ruin his game. He let everybody tell him the 3 ball was more valuable than a mid range jumper. When you can't tell me not one finals that somebody won and the mid range was not utilized often. Even if you had chops on the team, Middleton, all these dudes can shoot, but I'm like, when it came down to it, when they needed a bucket, they would step their ass in and get an easier bucket. You get what I'm saying? So I'm saying James Harden now, if you take off almost 6 to 7 points that he usually accumulates off the line, and that's where you can get going too. You can find your stroke at the line if you broke. You get me?
Yeah,
He ain't getting
absolutely.
them attentions no more. So I'm saying now he has to figure out how he gonna make them shots just strictly off his step back because he's not shooting mid range. He's not taking easier shots to help his 3. The free throws was the easier shots that got him going sometimes. That's
Okay,
what
I
I'm
understand
saying.
that, but can we talk about the fact you've compared him to Russell Westbrook? James Harden, the last time he's been a number 2, let alone if Kyrie Irving comes in a number 3, was when he was with Kevin Durant. Last time Westbrook was a number 2 when
Kevin
he was at
Durant.
Houston. Oh, yeah,
Oh, I guess
well,
you could
that
say
the most
Houston.
recent time, excuse me, the
Yeah,
most
you could
recent
say
time. But then the
Houston.
other time was with Durant, and then you can argue whether or not who was the 1 or 2 with Paul George and Carmelo.
It was really
So
his
I'm like,
team though.
It
Everybody
was,
knew it was Russ's
technically it
team.
was his team. Yeah, that's correct. But I'm like, some people would argue, some people they would, you know what I'm saying? So with that being said, Russell Westbrook is known to be like, I got to be able to understand how to switch, flip, do, what I need to do to be, but still be myself in the same sense. So James Harden, the only time, we're talking about him having to play a certain roles. And when he was with KD, that's way back when. Ever since then, he's been the guy. Even when Westbrook came, he was the guy.
But who's
And
saying anything
even
to
like
him
I
though?
said last year, he was still the guy because he was the MVP candidate when it came because KD was coming off the Achilles injury. He was still doing his thing, but James Harden was the guy. Kyrie was doing his thing, but James, they're like, look how he adapted. That's what people were saying. I'm saying this is what the people were saying.
And those
So
people are fool's gold. Because I'm telling you now, if he could do that, this is all I'm saying. If you could average 24 points and you got Kyrie and KD there and they're both still averaging 27, why aren't you averaging more points and you have one person gone? That's my thing. My thing is you're supposed to be turning it up. Your shot volume is not supposed to be 14 shots.
But we talked about this though.
And I don't want to hear about it's not a team though, because Jaylen Brown and Tatum are doing it.
No. I'm strictly blaming it on as of now. He's recovering from a hamstring injury. That's it. That's all I'm blaming it on. That's where it goes. That's what it is. He rehabbed and he's getting in shape playing. I'm telling you. I told you what I think he's going to average. Even when I said it, it was realistic. He said, oh, okay. You thought I was going to go crazy with it. No, about 22 to 23 points a game, 9 to 10 assists a game. He's going to have about 5 rebounds a game. But he's going to have a stretch where we're going to be like, why do we ever doubt him? Because him and KD is going to be, it's disrespectful to do this to someone like James Harden. James Harden is still a top 5 player in the league right now.
All I'm saying is that he's gonna let you down when it comes most important, and that's the playoffs, my boy.
We'll see.
Because you're talking about regular season. I'm like, I'm not gonna be impressed if he goes for 40 or 50, because I'm like, that's what he's supposed to been doing in a sense.
Well, when they get to the playoffs, look, I'm gonna be real with you. I feel like Brooklyn's gonna be nasty, but right now the Bulls look like they something a little bit different. But I don't know how they're gonna hold up in the actual playoffs.
Bro, don't let them be second in the East, and they gotta play your Cavs in the seventh. Play your Cavs or something, bro. They lose. They'll lose to the Hornets. They'll lose to a certain type of team that's gonna make them have to play. You get me? I'm saying James is not what people are talking about. You because I'm like, as much as you giving James this much slack, you'd have never gave Kobe no slack like this. You never gave dudes like T-Mac, Gilbert Arenas, all these other dudes slack if they was hurt, talking about, well, they got to get in shape. You're gonna be like, they weak. Brian. You know what I mean? I'm saying like nobody was getting excuses back then if they was hurt. You give me, it was either you was playing or you wasn't. If you was playing, nobody was hearing you was hurt. Kobe had a broke finger. If he'd have lost them finals, nobody would have been like, oh, well, he had a broke finger. They'd have been like, nah, he shouldn't have been playing then.
I feel like that's a different argument. That's like what Simmons is like. These are different arguments. You guys are moving the goalposts. You know what I'm saying? What is Kyrie's excuse? These are all different arguments.
Ben
you guys
has
are all
good
moving
excuse, in my opinion. Because Ben
that doesn't make any sense. How does Simmons have a good excuse, but Harden doesn't have a good excuse? How does
because
Kyrie
you have a coach
have a good excuse, but that doesn't make any sense?
Because to me, it's all about comfort when it comes to it. James Harden's comfortable over there. He has his old coach there. He has Steve Nash. He has dudes that he respects over there that he's been around his whole career. So he's like, to me, I'm like, why aren't you going crazy? Versus Ben Simmons, you have a coach like Doc Rivers that doesn't even believe in you. He believes in Joel Embiid more.
But we're talking about, that's why I'm saying you're moving the goalposts, because we're talking about two different situations. Harden is actually playing for his team. He's actually doing what he's supposed to do. He's actually making it. I'm saying that they're still 500, I believe, right? They're 4-4, 3-3.
No, I think they 5-3 now. They won tonight.
So 5-3. They're 2 games over 500. We're criticizing the way that my man James Harden is playing. Think about it. If he's playing that way, think about when he gets on track. By the way, if y'all been here, please hit the like button. So slow. But I'm like, think about that. So I'm like, think about that.
All right, he's averaging right now 18, 7, and 8.
And that's bad numbers?
No, it's not bad numbers. But he's shooting 39% from the field.
And you don't think he can fix that?
I mean,
I think y'all being away. I think you guys are living in the moment. They're 5-3. what are the Lakers? The Lakers right now are what,
I'm
four
just
and three?
saying he's in his prime, and you'll never catch Bron James averaging 18 in his prime. That's all I'm saying. All the dudes that you're talking about in their
He's
prime,
not gonna average 18. We're 10 game, 8 games into the season. He's gonna end up averaging at least over 23.
you watched a lot of Bron James, bro. You know he come out with a 40 ball, like come out with a
James
33
Harden ain't
ball.
LeBron though. We can't
Kobe
do that.
too, T-Mac, Vince Carter, AI. We
Harden
can go
ain't
down the line. Dwayne Wade, all these
Harden,
dudes coming
man.
out on the net,
All y'all
coming out the
disrespecting
rip.
Harden. Watch what he finna do.
I'm
Harden
not
is a
trying
little
to dish it.
baby
Do you see how
of
DeMar DeRozan's
NBA.
playing? Do you see how DeMar DeRozan's playing? DeMar DeRozan's
Okay,
playing
that's
phenomenal.
cool. Salute to him, but DeRozan wasn't doing what Harden was doing last year. I know that.
Now he was over there riding away in the Spurs.
Shit about. That's what I'm saying. So I'm like, just watch what happens when Harden gets going. Watch when he get that gut down. Watch when he really moving and growing the hamstring. Feel fresh. He feel comfortable, man. He working his way into it, man. Let him have his time. I'm telling you, man. He gonna be
Go
out
ahead,
there, man.
address the Simmons and the Kyrie now, man. Go ahead, man. You out here defensive attorney of the year right now. You gonna get
No,
all these
I'm not.
guys right.
No, not the visitor. I'm just saying. I'm like those are moving the goalposts. We're talking about Simmons' excuse. That's a whole different thing. We've been talked about that. I said I
Well,
understand where he's coming from because of the whole, like you said, the coach situation.
it's just
Kyrie,
because
we
I
talked about
know,
that too.
because I'm like, think about this. Because I know Brent Brown wasn't biased towards one or the other. I think Brent Brown just didn't know how to compliment them. You know what I'm saying? So they gave him the boot, and then they like, Doc, he has this. He's been to the final. That finals, really, that championship with Boston really made his career better. Like he better. I know he has to be giving them gifts all the time. Rondo, all them dudes, man. Because I'm like, man, he did
That
not
one thing
deserve
made
all
him
that,
feel like he
bro.
was
That made
the
him
yeah.
solidified to everybody. Like he's
Doc
such a
Doc
coach
Rivers is one of the
guru.
most overrated coaches ever, man. He that cop out, man. Where it's like, well, look what we got ourselves a great coach. Yeah, look at Doc. I'm like, Doc, man, he is not.
Like Tyronn Lue is a better coach than him, and he proved it last year, getting to the Western
Tyronn Lue
Conference
ain't that
Finals.
good himself, man. I'm not a fan of
He
Tyronn, man.
better than him, no.
He's not that good either, though.
He's not that good, but I'm like, I mean, if you really want to be real, Monty Williams is the best coach. I mean, he took that
Yes,
Suns team to the finals.
Monty
And he
Williams is a
listened to
beast.
Chris Paul.
Even when Monty Williams was with the Pelicans, and it was Anthony Davis and DeMarcus Cousins and Rondo, it was nasty. Monty Williams
And
always
Monty
been up
Williams is
there.
the best coach. You know what I'm saying?
Alvin
Mark
Gentry is
Jackson.
another one that's an overrated coach, and he
Yeah, Alvin
never
Gentry.
no
And
disrespect.
we're not trying to come down on y'all black men. We just letting y'all know
Absolutely,
y'all
yeah.
not
I
good
guess
at
that might.
coaching.
I'm just saying, there's more opportunities for people. You got like new chances. Like I understand the seasoned vets and all that type of stuff, but they giving the new chances to the, you know what I'm saying. So give the new chances to, like, he brings somebody new up in that thing. You know what I'm saying?
But you got to think, I feel like the best basketball minds, bro, and that will want to do things their way wouldn't get it. You know what I'm saying? Like a guy like, I would say, Baron Davis, they wouldn't give him a job. But I think
That's
he
not
would do
how
a good.
money circulates, baby. Money circulates within a familiar circle. It never circulates, not heavy in an unfamiliar circle. That's just how it goes. Familiarity.
But
We're gonna
yeah,
talk
man, Doc
about.
Rivers, I can tell. I mean, I wouldn't even probably want to play for Doc, man. You know what I'm saying? Especially what he was doing, how he did him at practice. I'm like, that's the type
How
of
he did Chris
coach,
Paul. I'm like, that's crazy, man. That's
bro.
like, how you
Ruin
not
his
like.
prime, bro. I'm like, how did you get out coached by
And he really
Memphis
tried to make it seem like Chris Paul ain't nothing. Look what he doing in Phoenix now with Monty. Monty ain't saying nothing.
with DeAndre Ayton? Come on, man. Blake, no disrespect to Ayton, but DeAndre Jordan in his prime was crazy, man.
Let's be
Crazy.
102. If Doc Rivers didn't get Rondo when he was a younger player, I don't think that would have worked out.
Because Rondo was trying to earn his stripes, so he like, I gotta listen a little bit more.
Yep, I don't think that
And
would have
then you
worked out
see, but
later.
after 2010, they had beef. After that 2010 year,
How
he
do you
wasn't
say
listening.
as a head coach when one of your second best player, some think your first best player, I don't know if we can win a championship with him? How, like, bro?
I don't know the answer to that. Like, what did you mean you don't know the answer to that, bro? That's what I'm
Soon as
saying.
someone asks me
That's
that,
what
I'm
I'm
gonna be like,
saying.
yeah, we can win 5 championships with him. You
Yeah,
know how
like
good this guy is.
he's only 25 years old. By the time he's
Give him a
27, he's
second.
gonna be a beast.
I think when he's 29, I'm like,
I'm
he's
just
gonna be
saying
a
going to
grown
27.
man.
I'm just like, Doc. That's what I'm saying with Doc. I'm like, because I feel like it's the same way he was favoring Blake Griffin instead of Chris Paul. You feel me? He favors the wrong player when it comes to the organization. Like, you're worried about throwing lobs to Blake Griffin when in the playoffs, Zebo is making him weak. Zebo making him look trash.
Bro, I'm saying, and I'll give you that one, Max. Doc Rivers tried to push
He
his son
did.
into the Clippers. That showed what he was on, man. That show his whole like that's and this I want to make this clarify. This is no disrespect to Doc Rivers. I'm just saying I've seen his tendencies, and I feel like he won that one chip with the Celtics. Had a crazy squad, by the way. I really think it was Rondo who was masterminding everything. But and it's like now all of a sudden, man, I just think what he did to Ben Simmons was one of the most disrespectful things. I'm like, how you gonna say that to a young player, man? Like, it don't make no sense.
I don't think he can win a championship. Like, come on, bro. Everybody wanted him before that happened, bro. Like anybody would have traded Ben Simmons. Y'all said Ben Simmons was on the market, he'd have been gone quick.
Hey, let's be 100 though. Let's not even cap. You know for a fact that they still. You can't act like there's not offers on the table if Ben Simmons wasn't available.
I just think what it is they're trying. I think the league is looking at it like everybody kind of has big superstars. Like Boston got Tatum, Miami got Jimmy, Lakers got Bron, AD. You know what I'm saying? Chicago got Levine and DeMar and all these. You know what I'm saying? Like every major city for the most part got some stars. So it's like if Philly leaves with no Ben and they don't get a superstar to replace him, they're thinking another big market is not looking good. You feel me? Because Philly was trash, bro, for like what 6-7 straight years since AI left.
So are you saying that Philly don't want to trade Ben, or are you saying
Philly doesn't want to trade Ben?
That's okay. So you want the same thing as me?
Because they're
trying to act like people don't want him, but I'm like, yeah, you crazy if you think ain't nobody willing to trade.
Bro, the Lakers probably
we just talked about the Cavs, bro. We just talked about the Cavs, bro. You know we try like what you need, man. Garland, American,
you want
Kevin
10
Love,
first round picks. What you want?
All of it, man. Bring Simmons over here, man. Don't play us. So I'm like, I know that's cap, bro. I know that's cap from the bottom of their heart. So I'm like, they need Ben Simmons as much. I don't really think Ben Simmons need them for real. I think he can go anywhere he wants.
But this is and I got Kwame's point, but at the same time, it's contradictory to if you're not gonna go along to get along. But it's like if you do want to get traded, you're gonna have to try to play some type of game. Like you feel me? Like unless you, because I'm like, even with AI, all these other dudes was asking to get traded. None of them just was like, I'm not gonna play no games until it happened. You feel me? They went out there and still had to play, and then whether it went through or not, it is what it is. But I'm like.
But they ain't get paid as much as now, though. That's the difference.
True. But see, they was trying to take his money. See, now I don't know if he is mentally, you feel me? I hope the brother good and all that. You know, he could be mentally messed up too. Cause I'm like, he probably thinking like, damn, I'm 6'11, 250, right up and down this court garden. He's saying,
you talking about Simmons?
He's saying mental health.
Hell no, man. He's too young with the money he got. He ain't tripping on none of that. You can tell the way he's moving.
He's just saying, I know he's saying it so he don't gotta play. So come like they find him and he say he's mentally not ready, then they gonna be like, well, mental health. So he's using the NBA against what the NBA is trying to go for.
Them niggas don't take their money. They say they pay you too much. That don't work in that type of field. Like some regular shit, you know what I'm saying? Some regular job. I'm like, in that the millions, when you pay millions, that ain't finna work, bro.
I don't know. I just feel like
fine any way it go.
I just feel like at one point he gonna have to kind of show somebody, you know, like, man, push that, you know, like we gotta push this, like we can't wait, because you know I feel like there's offers, but I don't feel like nobody's necessarily at the same time like, yo, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, he gonna have to make a team really be like, yo, you feel me? You gonna have to entice it. Like it's like if you see a baddie, you're like, I ain't gonna show that. And then one day she pull up in them booty shorts, you like, I gotta go, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, oh, God damn.
You're like, if I pass up today, somebody gonna say something.
Damn.
You get what I'm saying? So I'm like, he gonna have to make a team just be like, we can't have that just out there, just not, you know, if we could get this and we can actually make him feel good. Because think about it, when Kawhi got his demands, he won his championship. I want load management, I want this, but he came through when he got what he wanted. So I'm like, maybe Ben could be the same way. He like, hey man, this is how I kind of want to be about it. Y'all go through me like this, we gonna be good to go. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's the disrespectful the way y'all see that boy. Ben Simmons, just like I feel like James Harden, we ain't finna get back into that, but you know what I'm saying? Y'all, what have you done for me lately, man? You already know what it is.
Well, I already know that because somebody already told me that Chris Middleton was better than Clay. I said, okay.
Yeah, that sounds
good. That sounds good. I'm telling you, fool, people, I see, and I'm not living in the moment. I know James can still play, but I'm saying the way James, you talk about all that money, I'm like, is James really gonna click that on and be like, I'm gonna change and adapt. You feel me? Now you're advocating he is gonna do that. And I'm saying I don't see him doing it when it matters the most. Not in no regular season going off of 10 straight games. I'm talking about when they need it, they down 3-2 again. What is he gonna do to step up and make sure they go to the next round? That's what I'm saying. That's what I want to see. Because I've already seen him regular season God. I've seen him score 36, 34. I've seen him do all the scoring. I want to see him do the winning now. I want him to see him go into the postseason and figure that out. Because that's what he hasn't figured out. Brian had to figure it out. You know how much Brian got talked about until he did? Crazy a bunch of flam. This man's 31 years old. Brian had to go get it at 26 for people to shut up.
You know you ain't got to convince me. I'm in full, complete agreement with everything you're saying. I'm over here, sometimes when it comes, I'm just playing devil's advocate. Well, first and foremost, I'm going to say salute to the people. It's Wednesday night.
Yes.
We finna have the craziest weekend coming up.
Yes.
Crazy. Black Goose Friday. Bow, that's dropping. We got Saturday. Saturday's going to be one of the craziest Saturdays ever. We got to be
I think I'm gonna go hoop, and then after I hoop, I think I'm gonna drink a little early, man. I'm gonna take a little shot. I'm gonna buzz balls.
It's all about gotta get that work in. Saturday, get the work in, so then make sure you come with the energy. Maybe drink an energy drink. Some come with the energy. Saturday night, we finna be lit. Fluence Lounge, crazy. We finna be on 100. See, that would have been the perfect day if where the camera. There it is. That would have been a perfect day. We would have upgraded all the equipment, but that's all good. We're gonna get it. But y'all gotta make sure y'all come in through. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna make it go crazy. It's gonna be wild. But in the same,
what do you think about Tank's new opponent? I'm disappointed, honestly.
Thank you.
Very disappointed.
I'm happy. That was a beautiful and a seamless transition. So we're gonna finna get up in there, baby. We're gonna talk this goddamn.
I was just sad when I seen that, man. I'm just like, man, way to ruin the end of the year, man.
Absolutely, man. I felt the same way. I was ready. I was excited. I thought we had a whole bunch of shit lined up for the end of the year, but it looks like we not. Couple things, man. I'm gonna roll up here real quick. Canelo reacts to Andre Ward predicting Plant victory. How do you feel about that? Because Andre Ward, he's with Top Rank. And he said he reacted with amusement. Let's get these ads out of here, man. Canelo first assured the media that he would win on Saturday. And he said that Ward might want to come out of retirement and face him. So Canelo talking that shit to Ward. How you feel about that, man? My emotions are under control. I can remain calm. He talking that shit to Ward and he talking that shit to Plant. He said, we'll see. It's going to be a knockout. Maybe he want to come out of retirement to fight, but we'll see. I'm in love with my power. Watch. Making history is what I want. I'm excited. Only 5 fighters in the history of boxing accomplished being an undisputed fighter. I'll be the 6th.
I believe everything that is spewing out of that man's mouth right now.
Oh, you a Canelo fanboy, man, huh?
I don't want to call him a fanboy, but it's just like at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? After I saw what happened to Billy Joe, I'm just like, yo, I don't think anybody got any smoke for this man right now, man. And how he's strategically fighting these people.
Absolutely.
I don't see it happening, man. I feel like he's catching Caleb Plant at the best time because I'm like, he's not. It's like when Floyd caught Canelo, just the same timing. He got more experience, been in a lot of more fights. So when they're going against somebody that could potentially beat him, he's not ready to beat him. It's kind of like what's his name? Yard versus Kovlar. If Yard actually trained, had a little bit more fights under him, he probably could beat him.
By the way, y'all want to talk about an underrated fight, Lyndon Arthur versus Anthony Yard 2. Baby, I can't remember what date it is, but it's coming up. I think it's either in November or December, the end of November or the beginning of December. So that might make up for the Gervonta Davis fight. How do you feel about this? Jamal Charlo says he wants Canelo Alvarez versus Caleb Plant.
He been saying he wanted Canelo like 5 years ago, man. I don't think that's ever gonna happen, man.
He said the beaten WBC middleweight champion Charlo says he'd be interested in fighting Canelo or planning to make a fight. He does in 2022. In the meantime, Charlo says his manager is looking to put together a mega fight for him immediately. Jamal mentioned wanting to fight Triple G. That's not going to happen because obviously Triple G is facing Murata on December 29th. That's going to be a firefight.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy.
So don't forget about that. What about that? While Golovkin is busy with Murata, Charlo mentioned WBO champion Boo Boo as someone that he could fight in unification. If Jamal beats Boo Boo in a two-belt unification, it was set up an undisputed clash between him and Golovkin versus Murata winner. You really think Boo Boo? You really think Charlo's being for real? We're looking at something soon. We'll be announcing that. You really think this is for real?
He don't want no Boo Boo.
What you think? You think this is cap?
Boo Boo's so restless right now. He don't want to wake up that sleeping giant, man.
Bro, but it says right there that Charlo mentioned WBC 160 champion Boo Boo Andrade as someone that he could fight in unification. He said that.
I hear what you're telling me, and I hear
cap?
what he said. I'm saying he does not want to wake up that sleeping giant. Boo Boo been toying with all his opponents so crazy. It's ridiculous. Like, he goes 12 rounds with his hands down.
I'm just trying to ask. It says it right there. You think it's cap? I mean, you know what I'm saying?
I don't think it's cap. I just think that Jamal's at the point in his career, he's like, I got to go my AB route. If I got to lose, I got to lose, but I got to get this loot. Because I'm like, I think he want to get greedy now because he's seen all these other dudes like Canelo and, you know, the Gervontas, like dudes that's even smaller than him getting way more cheese than him. Terrence Crawford, Earl Spence, all these dudes getting more money than him. So he like, man, I need to get some bread. I got to fight these dudes. Him and Boo Boo going for sure do numbers.
So I'm trying to ask, like, from the bottom of my heart, like, are you saying that he's capping on Boo Boo? You think he's not going to fight Boo Boo?
I'm just saying, I wouldn't recommend it.
If someone like Charlo, if Jamal never ever mentioned Boo Boo's name in his whole entire life, and now he decides he's finna mention it, you really think now all of a sudden he's like, okay, bet.
For the money, yeah. They're talking about he can make $5 to $10 million. Yeah, I'll do it.
You think he's gonna make $5 to $10 million against Boo Boo?
It's gonna draw some type of number, especially if he promoted while he's talking.
Hell no. They'll maybe do what, 300K max pay-per-view?
Maybe.
Yeah,
they might be sold out though.
Sold out, probably. Yeah, depending on where they do it. They do it in like Houston, it'll be sold out.
That's what I'm saying.
If they do it in Brooklyn, it'll be sold out. Because
so Andrade got there. Yeah. Come on, man. You know they're gonna always do the money where they always gonna go where the money at. They're gonna find the money, bro.
Yeah, I agree. We'll see if he's tough for real though.
He don't want Boo Boo though, bro. Nobody does. You see, Canelo ain't never mentioned that, man.
At the end of the day, Plant versus Canelo.
You think you got Plant too?
Do you know what the undercard is? Do we need to pull that up? You want me to pull that up?
I don't know the undercard.
Dude, I'll pull up the card. Give me 1 second.
Talk to the people.
We're gonna go over that too. I'm gonna pull that up as well. But let's see what because I'm like, I'll say this: Wilder versus Fury, their undercard, it spoiled us boxing fans. That's the first time in a long time that was one of those undercards you could watch all the way through, and he's like, "Damn, this was entertaining, competitive." Am I wrong?
Yeah, man. I ain't gonna lie. Even though we all kind of knew Fury was gonna win every fight, it still was a good trilogy.
It was still amazing. Everything about it was amazing. The final fight, the whole card,
it was great.
Okay, so here we go.
Because nobody's gonna give Fury that much of a fight anymore. I think like, you feel me, knock him down twice in the same fight.
Don't talk too soon.
Knock him down twice in the same fight. I don't think that's gonna happen to him again. I don't think.
All right, here we go. Block the notification. First and foremost, what time does this start? I don't want to see the time, but here is here's the time, 9 p.m. Eastern. So it starts at 8 p.m. my time, 6 p.m. your time out there in the motherfucking streets.
What's on Showtime?
Showtime, yep. They won the bid. Anthony Durrell versus Marcos Hernandez. Not a bad fight. Ray Vargas versus Leonardo Baez. Don't know nothing about it. Elvis Rodriguez versus Juan Pablo. Right in the middle. Don't know nothing about it. So most likely, wow, they got Caleb Plant as a plus 600. Think about that. Bow. Think about that. They don't even give him a chance, bro.
I mean, they basically saying Canelo gonna whoop that ass 9-1.
Finna. Yeah.
I
Real
think it's
quick.
gonna be a harder fight than a lot of people initiate. I don't think he's gonna just be a landslide victory, but I think like Canelo breaks him down for sure, like 9th round down.
I hope it's not that easy of a fight for Canelo. I hope it's a lot tougher than that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, betting on Canelo is worth nothing.
Betting on Plant
It's
now.
worth a lot.
We talking about a little something different in these streets. Where'd you do it?
Throw like 20 down. Trying to see 20 down. Like I give it 20.
So you
$500
get like
back.
what, 250?
Something like that. Something crazy like that. That'd be a great return. But it's like, Canelo for to eat that 20 though.
That body, when them body shots come in, man, we're gonna see what they really
That's
about.
what
You
I'm
know what I'm saying?
saying,
I've
bro.
been
That
telling you, I'm
body.
like, they can come and they can outbox Canelo all day, but they gonna be able to take that power from Canelo. When Canelo hits him with them shots, what they finna do. You know what I'm saying? That's what I be trying to figure out.
This is what I want this to break down. I don't want to hear him, boy. I want to hear it. I want to hear it. Give the people the breakdown.
Usman, Young Cobes. You know what I'm saying? That's not the current face off. They ain't done it yet, but we finna see. Look at this card though. Now I'm gonna tell y'all right now. I'm not gonna be going early for the Canelo Caleb Plant card, but let's find out if I'm gonna go early for this card because I watched the whole main card last weekend for Abu Dhabi.
That was a great card. Well, the Peter Yan fight was good.
Okay. Now, a lot of people I feel like was
Yeah.
hyping that card. I really feel like, in my opinion, it was an anticlimactic card because you had some amazing finishes, but it was so fast. It was like, damn, I couldn't even enjoy it. You have to be impressed. But when I see finishes anyways, this card right here, it's actually not as stacked. When you really looked at it, this is one of these cards where it's really top heavy.
It's
Michael
like
Chandler, Justin Gaethje, Rose Namajunas versus Wiley Zong, and Kamaru Usman versus Kobe Covington. That's the top bill. But what really, other than that, stands out from you was what? Frankie Edgar versus Marlon Vera. If you're really an OG, Bobby Green versus Ali Quinta.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I would say that would be it. If you're an OG, maybe Chris Barnett versus John Valiante, because John Valiante is an OG. So, if we're going to talk about hardcore, these are the hardcore picks of the night, for my opinion. These are the fights I'm excited for. These are the fights I'm going to try and catch for this card. I'm going to try and make sure I get in a great workout because I'm going to be live long as a motherfucker for this. I want to see Phil Hawes versus Chris Curtis. That fight is going to be crazy. Phil Hawes, up and comer. You can see he's a -310. He's a favorite. He's a wrestler, fucking beast. I think he's undefeated. If he's not undefeated, he maybe has one loss. He's a beast, dude. Built. He's a beast. Chris Curtis. The reason why I want to see him, I think Chris Curtis should have got a shot to be in the UFC a long time ago. He was on the Contender Series maybe a couple years ago. He's been through all the ringers. He had a long losing streak outside of UFC. Came back, won a lot. He's one of the most seasoned guys ever. In my opinion, UFC picked up. So Chris Curtis fighting Phil Hawes on his debut not only shows how seasoned he is, but shows how much of a beast and how much of a motherfucker warrior is. I can't wait for that fight. After that is Bobby Green versus Ali Quinta. Who would ever thought Bobby Green would be a favorite against Ali Quinta?
Especially at 145.
Tell me about it. Not only that, I think a big reason is Bobby Green looked amazing against I can't remember his name, but he was a up and comer coming up in 155. He's a fucking beast. Damn, I'm sorry. Excuse me for forgetting your name, but that's gonna be a war. I can't wait for that. I can't wait for that fight. That's gonna be amazing. Alex Pereira versus Andres Michailidis. Excuse me, Andreas. Can I ask you, why do you think I think this is an interesting fight? Why do you think I think this is an interesting fight? Zen, take a guess.
Because it's at middleweight. I don't know.
Do you know there was one loss, or maybe two, Israel Adesanya had in kickboxing out of his like 90 wins?
Oh, it's Andres.
It was Pereira.
Oh, Alex.
Alex Pereira also was the reigning light heavyweight and middleweight champion for the longest time for Glory Kickboxing. He finally got signed to the UFC. And it's gonna be his debut. Firefight. Marlon Vera, like we already said, Frank Edgar, firefight. Burgos versus Billy Quarantillo. Burgos always coming with the hands. I never seen Billy fight before, so I don't know how that fight's gonna be. And then we got
To me,
Justin.
it sounds like you excited for this whole card.
So the card is fire. So that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying. This past weekend, I feel like that card was more so big names. Oh yeah, and I was like, this card is gonna be fire. So I'm trying to make sure, even if you're really, really into this, bro, Jordan Williams versus Ian Gary is a great fight. Edmund Shabiazin versus Nasser and Milad, that's a good fight as well. But I'm gonna try and catch Phil Haas versus Chris Curtis, and I'm just gonna try and watch it until then, and then I'm just gonna have that bleed into. Usually, I do 2 separate streams. I might do that. I might when it gets a short break, maybe watch this to a certain amount, and then just break it away to a second stream. You know what I'm saying? Stop us. That might be it, but sorry, I didn't mean to get so excited.
There's nothing wrong with excitement, man. It's a big card, man. Probably hadn't had a card like this in a minute, man.
It's an amazing card. They've had cards like this. They said it was gonna have cards like this, but they've been disappointed. So I'm just hoping this is one of those that really come through, man.
Facts, man. Facts.
What you got waiting for you on the food side of the game? Because I know we were at that point.
I just got that beef pull, that teriyaki joint.
That's right. I got me. Don't judge me. I got my Chipotle on the way. Real quick. Well, I already got it. But I want to salute to whoever delivered for DoorDash. I never leave reviews. She was the first one I left a review for. Give her 5 stars on everything. She was amazing.
She must look good.
Absolutely not. She was older. She actually asked. She was like, because she called me. She was like, I pulled up here, and she kept saying the wrong name. She was like, and she kept saying Chick-fil-A. She's like, I keep saying, where the order for damn Chick-fil-A? I was like, I didn't order that, ma'am. I think you got somebody wrong. She's like, is your name D? I was like, yes, ma'am. And she's like, oh, you know what? I'm saying the wrong place. Chipotle. I said, that's me. And she went up. The man, and the dude was like, I'm gonna remake it. She was like, he gonna remake it. I'm gonna bring it to you. I appreciate you. Brought it. And then when I went and got it, she was like, why are you standing out here in the cold? I was like, I just walked out here. I thought you was over here. She's like, no, you good? She's like, you know how to rate? I was like, yeah. I was like, 5 stars. She's like, yeah. All right. So I was like, I'm gonna give it the 5 stars. First time, so I had to do it.
You don't rate your drivers?
Ever. Most of them are terrible.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I always rate my drivers, Uber, Lyft, whatever I take. I always rate.
I used to be delivery driver, man. Ain't nobody ever gave me good ratings. Oh, maybe I was terrible. Let's talk about that.
When people were telling me like, you crazy fool.
Oh shit. How you feeling, man? We finna get about this thing.
Sure, unless you want to go into more breakdown detail, unless you want to do that another day.
I think I'm good for the night. What's today? Wednesday?
Yeah.
Let's try and come back in this thing. What, Friday? Thursday? Friday?
We could shoot for that.
All right. I'm with the Friday on the side of the game. We appreciate everybody up in this. We're gonna roll up out of here, man. And much love. Hit the like button for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Y'all watch this aftermath. Subscribe to the channel. Show some love. We up out of here, man. All day.
$100 in the club.